Tom Finney. So, rest in peace.
I think Tom Finney, great legend, a great man, great footballer, known throughout the whole world. And I think more importantly, especially in this day and age, he played the game how it should be played. It wasn't all about money.
He is Preston North End, isn't he? We've been brought up with him. We've got all the football boots, and they've all been signed recently because Marge worked at Booths and he used to come in and he signed them, she said, on a potato bag. He was such a nice man, weren't he?
You know, they say one player doesn't make a team, but they haven't had a bloody team here since he packed up.
He was excellent. He could beat the best or any of them. He could disappear. We've just been to the Phantom Winger pub now, which is named after him being a Phantom Winger. The Phantom coming from when he just could leave somebody.
Growing up from a little boy, used to come on here and watch him. Yeah, I was even on when he had his last game. There was 30,000 people on, and we were stood right up to the line where he played, and nobody rushed on or anything like that. They had that much respect for him.
Sadly missed. A big loss for Preston North End. God bless him.
It's only when I came to uni, and of course with this sports centre named after Sir Tom Finney, I do a bit of coaching with Preston North End's Academy, and through there obviously being involved with the club, going to the ground and stuff. I mean, he's an ever-present, whether it's football or even just on a community level in Preston.
Former England player, former Preston North End player, won Footballer of the Year twice.
My granddad was a massive fan of him, so I've obviously heard a lot from him when I was a lot younger about what a player he was.
I know he's a legend of the Preston North End, and he's just a great ambassador for football, and you know, he's at the time, his generation, the best footballer that there was. And we've got massive players like Maradona and stuff who he's being compared to, so he's before our time, but you can only imagine how good he would have been.
I don't know really. I suppose maybe a permanent display in the museum about him, you know, showing video as well, because you know there's lots of old black and white photographs, but there's very little video of him, so it'd be good to see, you know, footage of him playing. I mean, they lost the football museum here, didn't they? So we haven't got that anymore. But maybe a permanent display here in the Harris Museum.
Celebrate his life somehow annually. We've already got a statue, so that's what I would do. I'd have some big occasion, some football tournament in his memory for young kids. That'd be good.
Well, he was very good-mannered, and he was a gentleman, wasn't he? And perhaps they shouldn't be quite so greedy.
He worked as a plumber as well, and I think his wage was about 12 quid a week. Never complained, never got. I don't think he ever got booked. And then when he played his match and maybe played an England game, he'd then go and fix a toilet. And then he was a professional plumber as well, so what they can learn is a bit of humility, I think, rather than £70,000 a week. See how they go on 70 quid a week.
Yeah, from what I know is that they say he's a good man, and from his biography people can learn a lot from him.
I think they could learn a lot from respect for a man of his ability.
They can learn some principles, they can learn some humility, they can earn doing good things off the pitch, they can learn how to act as gentlemen on the pitch.
Well, I think they've got a lot to learn in terms of respect. He was never booked, never sent off, was he? So I think there's a lot of silly bookings these days just from not being respectful to the ref. So I reckon, obviously, just be more of a gentleman of the game.
He was a gentleman. He played it by the rules. He was a very talented player, and I think outside the football, everyone related to him.
They need to have a sort of a future plan to think about what they're going to do after the game. He's always been involved in the community, but he's always been involved in the sort of family business and such. And I think he was a trained plumber before he became professional. And having been involved in footballer education in the past,
I've worked with a lot of young people who just focus purely on becoming a footballer, but the success rate is only about 6 to 8, 10% at the most. So a lot of them end up at sort of 18, 19 without anything to fall back on. But there's also that, and then just the fact that the sort of level of loyalty that he's shown to the club that he played for.
Just the respect for other people and things like that, respect for the referee, and not to go out swearing and stuff like that.